Coming up here on RBC Sports, Saturday kickoff feature the PremierLiga, and it's live. The time to talking is over. The final day of the PremierLiga is all here, as we got the races for the European football and the races for survival down the bottom of the table of the PremierLiga, all to play for here, the coverage here for this afternoon. And I am joined with my pundit aside me as always, Jimmy Hansberg. As we do have to talk things first, the race for Europe is on. We have at least 4 teams involved in this. We have Aldous, we also have Parantos, Padres Impact and Chestigo Blue Tigers. Those 4 teams are in the races for a chance to qualify for the UEFA Champions League. Any thoughts about this game, and who do you reckon out of the games, of the coverages of those 4 teams involved, who do you reckon will go on at the end of the matchup to qualify in the top 4 with Waynord and the Red Devils for next season? Well, it's going to be a tough one to call, because you look at the fixtures in the last game of the season. We know how really intense it can really be in this sort of games, because it really affects the club in terms of, you know, transfers and players and signings. If you qualify for the Champions League, you get more additions, you get more, you know, of a say in terms of, you know, financially, in terms of qualifying into the UEFA Champions League. And I feel that, you know, these 4 teams have got easier games to play for. I can't say, in fact, who will lose this matchup in terms of the 4 teams involved. I think these 4 teams, all involved here in the race for Europe, are all going to win their respective games, I think, because they've got a lot to play for here for a chance to qualify for the Champions League. But if one of the teams end up losing here in the race for Europe, it really makes it more interesting, of course, in terms of the, you know, other teams below them. For example, if Chestigo end up winning their game, and if, let's say, Padres end up drawing or losing, or if, let's say, Parantos end up losing, then Chestigo Blue Tigers can go from 6th to 4th, and that could happen on this last game of the PremierLiga season. So there's a lot to play for here, and the managers, of course, will tell the players that this game is very important for respective coaches on those 4 teams to try and get the win on the last day of the season, to make sure that they get themselves that Champions League football for next season. So I've got to say that I can't say who will do it, but it'll be very, very important and very interesting to see who ends up missing out on that and playing Europa League next season rather than playing the Champions League. That'll be interesting to see by the end of this match day. But this will go down the wire, I reckon, these 4 teams involved in the race for Europe. So I look forward to it. Okay, thank you very much there, Jimmy. And let's get straight now of the 4 games of the 4 teams involved in the race for Europe. The coverage, of course, here for this afternoon. And let's get to all those games right now, and let's find out of the 4 teams will be involved in the qualification position in the Champions League, hopefully by the end of this match day of the final games of the PremierLiga season. Let's get to it. And the race for European football is on between Parantos FC and Inter Taloga. As we know that Taloga are a team that have got nothing really to rely on in terms of this matchup here for Race for Europe, but Parantos do. And Parantos are currently sitting in 4th position in the PremierLiga, are waiting for themselves to get themselves through to play in the Champions League for next season. All they've got to do is win and rely on the other teams below Parantos of Padres and Chestigo Blue Tigers to lose their games, to help them to be the ones to be hopefully mathematically qualified for the Champions League for next season. A lot to play for here. Parantos seemed very, very poor in their last matchup, losing 3-2 to the champions of the league, the Georgington Red Devils, from their last matchup from last week on match day 37. But as of right now, they want to really win this matchup. They really, really want to be the ones to qualify for the Champions League. They're currently sitting in 4th position in the league as we speak. And could they stay there at the end of the match? And also we'll be live as well at the Gunner Park Stadium here for this afternoon for Aldous Gunners. And they've got a chance also, the champions from last season, to also qualify in the Champions League, hopefully by the end of the game. And there's a race for Europe also for Aldous. They want to beat Red Bull Tomato, and they want to be the ones to qualify also for that UEFA Champions League place for next season. They're being very consistent, of course. This season they played in this competition, and next season they'll do the exact same thing, and hopefully they can do it. As we have Aubameyang up front with Suarez, with Di Maria, Toni Kroos, Blind and Coutinho, with Ramos, Bailey, James and Sago, and also we have goalkeeper Oliver Kahn. Also here for Red Bull Tomato, Van Persie and Isaac up front with Ian Robin and Dwight Young, with Harrison Coombs and Axel Witsel, with Vertonghen, Rio Wilson, Jan Drew as well in defence as well, and goalkeeper will be Sketlenberg as well for Red Bull Tomato in the match. And Cheska Blue Tigers are the home team, and they play here over Newport Dragons. Also a lot to play for Chesico. Have not played in the Champions League now for the last 4 or 5 years. They have not played in that competition, and the last 4 or 5 years they've missed out on that, either playing Europa League or Conference League, and that's really it for them. But hopefully, could they sneak in the top 4 and sneak for a chance to qualify for the Champions League, and it's all to play for also for them to do so here for this afternoon. So as of for the lineup here for Chesico, as we have here up front Royce with Salah and Mane, with Minamino, Matthias and Eriksson. Defence is Bellerin, Jack Terry, Vida and Nelson, and goalkeeper will be Bert Leno in goal. But as of course, for the opposition, for Newport Dragons, it's got Hodgson up front with Pavon and Frank Campbell, with Johan Cruyff and also William Roseman, and also we've got Tros Okhong as well in defence, and also goalkeeper will be Schmeichel in goal. And also we'll be live for this matchup here also at Nelson Road, as AFC Richmond will take on against Padres Impact in this game. As we know that Padres Impact want to of course win here, and hopefully teams above Padres lose their games, and that will make Padres Impact the team will be in that top 4 by the end of match day 38 in the last games of the PremierLiga season. And also they've got a European final to take place in as well a couple of days from now over Newcastle in the Europa Conference League final, also in Lisbon in Portugal as well. But as of the lineup here for Richmond, we've got Pally up front with Jimmy Tart, with Max Gradle, with Gerrard, Hughes, Kent and Sam Asenya, with Isaac McDoodoo as well, and Dixon. And Richmond have obviously got a very good team out as well. But as of the Padres Impact, Lacazette, Cantona, Zidane, Nicholas Vidana, Yuri Tillemans, Malcolm, Conti, Kaya Her, and Toby Aldwell, Remy Lex, and also goalkeeper Hugo Lloris for Padres Impact. Now that's a lineup right here for Padres in the game. And now here's Asanya. Now to Ken. Now to Tart. Now to Pele. And shoots, but it's gone obviously out for, looks like here, a goal kick in the matchup, by the way. And there's a shot there from, looks like from Richmond, but that's gone obviously wide. And now here's to, looks like from Rio Ferdinand now to Mateo Kovacic, now to Alexandra Shevchenko, now Mahrez. And now looks like here it's going to be a free kick in the matchup. Free kick has been given here, it looks like here, a foul. Looks like from Thomas Partey right there to give away a free kick here for Inter Taloga in the matchup so far. So it looks like Frenkie de Jong will take it. And he crossed the ball into the box here, down to Kovacic. Dumfries here. Good defended. And now here's Beckham. Beckham now. Could be. And now Neymar clears the ball away. Now here's to Beckham. Trying to win the ball back here now for Prentos here. And now here's Ronaldinho. Now to Robert Cliff. Now David Williams shoots. Oh, got wide. Very close. Massive chance right there for him to score by for Prentos. But that shot right there has gone wide for a goal kick. And now here's Young. Young now. All the way right there to the goalkeeper. Now Khan will boot the ball away here. Header there now to, looks like here now to Coutinho. And now here's Sago. Now to Suarez. Now to Aubameyang, and a goal for Aubameyang. And Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang makes it 1-0 to Aldous. And that's a very good call for goal right there from Aubameyang, because that goal will definitely put Aldous to qualify for the Champions League for next season. And it looks like that Aldous are winning by 1-0 against Red Bull Tomato at the Gunner Park Stadium. There's a chance here for a shot there, it looks like, from Chestico here to score by. That could have been a goal right there, maybe. Potentially a goal, looks like, for Mane right there to make it 1-0 to Chestico. But save right there for the goalkeeper of Schmeichel for Newport Dragons. And now here's all the way here now to Scott Hodgson now. He's through in goal here, and Hodgson scores! And it's now 1-0 to Newport Dragons. And that is bad. Looking so bad now for Chestico to be behind by 1-0 to Newport Dragons in their chances to qualify for the UEFA Champions League. And they are behind here at home by 1-0 in the matchup. Very disappointed right there to see that Chestico are behind in the game. And that will definitely mean that now that Aldous Gunners are currently sitting in 3rd position and Chestico Blue Tigers are currently in 5th position as it stands at the moment in the PremierLiga. And what a finish right there from Scott Hodgson as he placed that ball 1v1 right there to the goalkeeper. And what an amazing goal right there from him to make it 1-0 to the Dragons. And now here's to Dwight Young. Now to Coutinho. Now looks like Suarez now through. Suarez is through here. Could be a goal maybe here. Cross. Maybe a chance here. And a goal. And looks like the goal there from Aldous. Makes it there 2-0 in the game. And looks like now that Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang right there scores his 2nd goal in the matchup. 2 goals he scored. An unbelievable finish right there from him to make it 2-0 to Aldous in the game so far. And what an amazing, let's say, finish right there looks like from the team itself for Aldous. As an amazing finish right there from Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. And now here's a chance here for Frank Campbell for Dragons here. Header away there from Chestico. And now Luther Matthäus. Pass there down to Marco Reus. Has a pass there to Salah. And Salah shoots and scores. And what an amazing goal right there from Mo Salah. To tap that ball in danger right there into the back of the net. 1v1 right there he is. And that is an amazing goal right there. An amazing goal. 1v1 as well. Superb finish, I've got to say, there from Mo Salah. A great run right there from him into the back of the net and a goal. And now here's Haaland. Now Williams. And now all the way there now to De Ligt, now to Emiliano Martinez. Now to Haaland. Now it's a chance here for a foul. It's been given. And it's going to be definitely now a free kick in the matchup as we speak. And looks like that Xhaka will take it. The free kick here for Prentos in the matchup. A short free kick here now to Ronaldinho. Ronaldinho now to Neymar. Oh! That looks like there's going to be, looks like a corner in the matchup, by the way. Ronaldinho right there tried to do something here to give the ball to Neymar, but blocked right there from the lit. Now a corner here for Prantos in the match. And now here's Mane. Now to Luis Mateus. Royce shoots, save! Oh, he's kept that alive still. Great save, amazing save right there from him. And that's going to be definitely now out right there for a corner just before half time for Chesego. But as it stands at the moment, Chesego Blue Tigers are on their way to qualify for the Europa League instead for the Champions League next season. At the moment, as it stands. And now Coutinho now. Sago. Headed in front. Babier, goal! Could have been. But half-time whistle blew. And Aulus Gunners are now very close now to qualify for the Champions League for next season as it ends 2-0 at the break. And now here's a chance for Tart now for AFC Richmond now. Toby Alderweireld. And the whistle blows here for half-time as it ends here at Nelson Road as AFC Richmond 0, Padres Impact 0 at the break. And now cross into the box here now for Luke Mateus now for Chesego. Head away there from Newport Dragons now. Now Frank Campbell. And the whistle here blows now for half-time. And it is 1-1 at the break here between Chesego and Newport Dragons as it ends 1 apiece at the break. And now it looks like Ananda now passed it here short to Delict. Now to Martinez, and it is going to be that for the end of the half-time break. Goalless of the break here between Parentos and Inter Taloga, 0-0. And we are back now for the second half, and here we go between here Parentos and Taloga. And Parentos really hold on for dear life, of course, in that top four. Now Taloga now, Griezmann shoots, and Griezmann scores! Straight from the second half, Inter Taloga have got their noses in front here away from home. What a superb finish right there from Anton Griezmann. And that means that is getting a little bit worse now for Parentos, of course, because they are behind here by 1-0. And that will mean that teams below Parentos like Padres Impact and also Chesego Blue Tigers can win their game and they can go above Parentos in 4th position to be in that Champions League places in the final day of the season. And by the way, that Parentos are still currently in 4th position despite them losing 1-0 in their game to Taloga. They are still in 4th position intact here on goal difference, and Padres Impact have got themselves in the lead, and now things definitely changed now on the league table when Cantona scored that goal, and that will mean that now Padres Impact will move up to 4th in the league as it stands at the moment, because that goal right there puts Padres up to 4th place. And now here's a chance here now for Bellerin. Now to Royce. Royce down the ball. Could be a chance here for a goal for Royce here, and Royce scores! What a finish! And that'll be that Chesego Blue Tigers will move up to 4th position in the PremierLiga as it stands after that goal scored past Newport Dragons. What a finish right there for the German. And now Chesego Blue Tigers are in front, and that will really put the pressure now on the teams like Padres now, especially to miss out on the Champions League for next season, as that goal right there might give Chesego that chance to sneak themselves in the top 4 by the end of the game. And now here's to Lacazette. Now to Eric Cantona down the ball. Now to looks like Conte. Cross into the box here for a header from Alexandre Lacazette. And a goal from Lacazette to make it 2. And what a finish right there from him. Past the goalkeeper. And what a real perfect finish. And a perfect goal. And that is amazing. That is absolutely amazing right there from him. To cross that ball right into the back of the net here. From Lacazette, him to really shoot past the keeper. And it's now a goal here to make it there 2-0 in the match. And now here's a chance for Aldous to score here. And what a chip right there from a goal from Aldous to make it 3-0 in the matchup from Luis Suarez. And what a finish. And what an amazing goal right there from him. And now it's 3-0 to the good here for Aldous in the game. What a finish. And I've got to say that Suarez's touch right there was unbelievable right there to lob the keeper there. 3-0 to Aldous. And they're very comfortable, of course, now to qualify definitely now for the UEFA Champions League for next season. There's no way, I don't think, that Aldous will be a part of the picture now, I don't think, because that goal right there, the third goal, will definitely be enough, unfortunately, there for Red Bull Toledo not to do anything in the matchup. So there it's 3-0 as it stands at the moment. And now here's to, looks like, Royce. Now to Salah. Salah scores another goal to make it 3-1. And now looks like Chesigo are definitely hunting now for that 4th position to play in the Champions League for next season. And what a goal, and what an amazing touch right there from Mo Salah. And what an amazing finish right there from that man. Great pass there all the way from, looks like, Royce to Salah. And all you have to do is tap it home into the back of the net as well, especially. And now it's a goal for Chesigo Blue Tigers to make it here, a goal to make it 3-1 in the game. And now here's De Jong. Now Mateo Kovacic now for Taloga. Beckham. Beckham now to Dumfries. Dumfries in the box here, cross and header. Maybe for Griezmann, a goal again to make it 2-0 for Taloga. And now Parantos are a huge, huge, huge worry now, because they're going to be missing out on Champions League football next season. This game is very important for Parantos to really win this match and also qualify for the Champions League for next season. But that goal right there from Griezmann will definitely now send Parantos to play in the Europa League next season there, because looks like there's no way back now. Within 15 minutes left of the clock to go. 15 minutes left of the clock to go. And looks like there that Griezmann scores. And now it's 2-0. Now O'Hore headed their away there. Looks like from David Williams. Has a shot there for a goal back in the matchup here for Parantos. And they've got, let's say, 10 more minutes to go to hopefully make a comeback and get themselves back in 4th place before the whistle blows here at the Allianz Arena. If it blows, that'll be that Parantos will have to really occupy the Europa League next season rather than the Champions League if it stays like this as it stands at the moment in the PremierLiga. And now here's obviously a chance here from Pavlovic now to Scott Hodgson there for Dragons here. And now all the way to Royce. Royce now to Salah. Salah now lost it back here now to William Roseman now for Dragons here. Scott Hodgson. And now Wing. Wing now to, looks like here from Vida, lost the ball here now to Under's through, and Under has got a goal back here for Newport Dragons. Maybe a little consolation goal here for Newport Dragons, or unless maybe it could be a chance, of course, for Dragons to stop Chesigo or being the team to be in that Champions League for next season. They might spoil it maybe for Chesigo if they score another goal. But at the moment, it looks like that Under might be a consolation one because the goal was scored late in the game. So now it's 3-2 to Chesigo Blue Tigers in the matchup. What a finish, and what a 1v1 striking goal right there from him to stop Leno from saving it. And now it's a goal. And now it's a chance here from Taloga here now. Here's to Beckham. Now to Griezmann. Not long left for the game to go, by the way, here now. Mateo Kovacic. And now Frankie de Jong. And a save right there for the goalkeeper. What an amazing finish right there from him. In the back of the net it could have been. But a save right there for the goalie to stop that one from going to the back of the net from James Taylor. And now a corner here for Inter Taloga in the match. And now De Jong will take it. Across into the box here. Headed their away there from Parantos here. The whistle blow at any minute now, and it is all over. And Taloga have guaranteed themselves a massive win here over Prentos. And that will mean mathematically Prentos will not qualify for the Champions League for next season, as they've missed out on that. And now it's a chance for Leno right now for Chester Blue Tigers to throw the ball now away from danger here. Here's down to Hutchinson. But it's all over here for full time. And Chester Blue Tigers will qualify for the Champions League for next season, as it ends 3-2 at the end of the matchup here this afternoon. And now's a chance here now from Ramos. Now to Biley. Heading their away here now. And the whistle blows here at the Gunner Park Stadium. And Aldous Gunners will be a Champions League team for next season. They easily beat past Red Bull Toledo without no hesitation whatsoever. And Aldous Gunners will be a Champions League team for next season. And now's a chance here from Lacazette. Nearly over, nearly so. Padres Impact will not qualify for the Champions League because Chester Blue Tigers got that real crucial victory over Newport Dragons. Will put Padres up to 5th place in the league. And great win for Padres Impact in the game. But unfortunately, Padres will miss out on Champions League football for next season as it ends 2-0 at full time at Nelson Road. And it's all been confirmed that Aldous Gunners and Chester Blue Tigers will occupy and play in the UEFA Champions League for next season, as their results were big and better off comparison to Padres, and especially for Prentos, as they dropped down from 4th position before match day 38 kicked off. And the other results were very, very good elsewhere. But their result was a defeat to Inter Taloga, and now dropped them now to 6th position to finish and play in the Europa League also for next season. So how disappointing it really was for Prentos especially to be in that 4th position before this game's all kicked off, for them to lose here, and then Padres, Chester and also Aldous got results in their games here on the race for Europe. A big blow for them in the matchup. A massive blow, because I know that last week they lost 3-2 to Prentos. They had a massive chance on trying to get an opportunity, of course, to win here at home. To be mathematically, of course, to be the ones to qualify and play for the UEFA Champions League for a consecutive season as a football club. But for them to lose here 2-1 to Inter Taloga was disappointing in the hands of Brian Cliff's side to actually end up getting a defeat here in this game. But as of we know for Padres Impact, they really tried and they really gave their all, of course, to try and be in that top 4 and to try and qualify by the end of this end of the season, the match day 38. But unfortunately, that win over AFC Richmond wasn't good enough, because Chester Blue Tigers got a win, a massive win in their game, and also Aldous won their matchup. Also makes it a lot harder for the 5th place side of Padres to try and break into that top 4. So they got the Europa Conference League final to take place during Tuesday against Newcastle United. That will be a very important game for them to hopefully assess and hopefully look forward to as well in that match. So they got to really focus on that game as well. It'd be good to get some silverware through that, even though that the Conference League's not as better off to try and qualify for the top 4. But they gave it their all though in this game, but it wasn't enough for them. But as for the Chester Blue Tigers and also for Aldous, I feel like they did very, very well to qualify now and play in the UEFA Champions League for next season, because it'd be good for them, with their players they get in the summer. Recruitment as well will be good for these teams to get top players to play in their team, and it's very important to get Champions League football comparison to get the Europa League spots, because you get a more of a freedom of signings you get as well. So yeah, big blow for Padres and Prentos, but a big win for Aldous and Chester to play and qualify for the Champions League, but definitely for sure during this match day. Okay, thank you very much there, Jimmy, and that is going to be all the coverage here of the race for Europe, and we move on now to the race of the relegation zone now, as Iceberg Forest and also Sporting St Lake and Charters Saturday, all those 3 teams I just mentioned are fighting for a place for survival and a place to secure the relegation playoffs, or maybe confirmation who out of Sporting St Lake and also Charters Saturday to confirm automatic relegation with #United to play in the second Liga. Let's get to that coverage right now between those two teams here and also Iceberg as well, and let's get to it right now of the race for survival. And we all have the races now for a chance for survival from the drop. Iceberg Forest on goal difference, they got nothing to worry about, because unless Weird can score 5 goals against Iceberg Forest, and that 5-8 goal swing between Iceberg Forest and Sporting St Lake, we'll find out who will drop into the relegation playoffs between Iceberg and Sporting St Lake by the end of this game here for this afternoon between Iceberg and Weird. A very important game as well here at Valley Parade between Charters Saturday and Georgetown City. Charters Saturday have to win over Georgetown City and hope for Sporting St Lake lose that game against Goldfield for a chance for Charters Saturday to play in the relegation playoffs and hopefully win that to keep themselves safe to play in the PremierLiga for next season. All to play for, definitely, for Charters Saturday to do so here by the end of the game if they can manage to defeat here Georgetown City in the match. And also we know that Charters Saturday will have this chance to go and survive here this afternoon, but Sporting St Lake are the team, are currently 18th in the league and they are in a relegation playoff at the moment. But if Sporting St Lake end up losing here, and if Charters win their matchup over Georgetown City, then that will be at Sporting St Lake will be in massive trouble to be automatically relegated, and Sporting St Lake will not be able to play in the relegation playoffs or a potential survival hopes over Iceberg if they can match their goal difference. And now here's Diego Maradona right now the ball. Now to McIntyre. Now Cardu. And now here's to Routledge. Now the Golan. Now Diego Maradona right now for City. And now Roberto Firmino's through. Good defending. And I think it might have been, looks like a penalty is going to be given here, it looks like. Or maybe a free kick, because Sol Campbell looks like he took out one of the Georgia City's players in that foul he committed over Roberto Firmino just outside of the box. So it will be definitely a free kick for sure for Georgia City in the matchup. And let's see what happens from this free kick here for Diego Maradona right here for Georgia City. Now Maradona! What a goal from Diego Maradona! Within the first 10 minutes in the game, Charters Saturday are behind and they are in big trouble for themselves to be relegated to play back in the second Liga like they have done last season and go straight back down from their first season in the top flight of Republican football. It might be coming down to an end here for Charters Saturday after a season in the top flight, because that goal right there is definitely heartbreak now for Charters Saturday, for a chance on relegation will happen by the end of the matchup here this afternoon. And I heard that, of course, on the other matchup, Diego Maradona scored that goal against Charters Saturday, will keep Sporting St Lake in that relegation playoff position as it stands, and keeps Iceberg Forest automatically safe from relegation in 17th position. And a goal there scored here from Tino Werner, as he placed that ball right past the goalkeeper there to make it 1-0 to Goldfield. And now looks like now that Sporting St Lake are now behind also in their game, as looks like Goldfield take the lead past here Bill Hilton. And what a pass there from Kevin De Bruyne. It's a nice pass there to Tino Werner to get that last touch and that real perfect finish now to make it 1-0 to Goldfield. And now here's to Robert Lewandowski. Cross into the box here. Good defending right there from Iceberg. And now here's Luka Modric. Cross into the box here. Header. Oh, very close. Very close. Nice header right there, I've got to say, from Iceberg. Now here's Sancho. Now Paul Pogba. And now a chance here now for Pogba to go through here for a goal. And Pogba, oh, could have been. He could have made it 2-0. He could have made it right there for Goldfield. But it is still 1-0 by the way. But a massive chance, I've got to say, from Paul Pogba to almost make it 2-0 for Goldfield. But unfortunately it wasn't to be. And he passed the ball short here to Phil Jones. Now to Daniel Turner right now for Sporting Sun Lake. Now Theo Hernandez. Now here's to Hazard. Now Jones now the ball here now to Sporting Sun Lake here. Now Alan Myong with the ball here now to Arshavin. Now all the way here now to Theo Hernandez now for Sporting Sun Lake here. And now Sebastian Shea. Now to Werner right there. 1v1 to the goalkeeper there. And Timo Werner. Oh! Massive chance here for a goal maybe so. Massive chance though. 1v1 right there to the goalkeeper right there from Timo Werner to score. But hit the side netting. Definitely now out for a goal kick. And now looks like speed with the ball. And now all the way there now to Sprinich. Now to Speedman. And now it's a free kick's going to be given by the way here. Free kick has been given. And that's a reckless challenge right there from Speedman by the way. So it looks like there's going to be a free kick in the matchup as we speak. So free kick here for Charford here. Try and get a goal back in the matchup for survival. Safety and a save right there from ter Stegen. Brilliant free kick. And now a chance here now for Mkhitaryan now for weighing on the matchup here. And now pass there now to Robert Lewandowski. Lost it back now to Deco now for Iceberg. And now here's Iniesta. Aguero. Robert Lewandowski. And now to Golstinho now. 1v1 to the goalkeeper. Oh! Brilliant chance I've got to say there from Golstinho to hopefully make it 1-0 to win on the matchup. He was 1v1 to the goalie. And unfortunately that's gone wide. For now to Werner right now for Goldfield. And that's going to be definitely now a free kick here in the game for Goldfield. It looks like here that the referee is warning these two men in terms of, let's say, a free yellow card potentially, a warning. No card given for Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain. He was the man who took out Timo Werner right there. So, free kick here for Goldfield. Oh, De Bruyne! Oh, save right there from Hilton. Nice free kick, but right in the keeper's hands there. Now Theo Walcott for Sporting Sun Lake here now. Here's to Alan Myong. Now Phil Jones. Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain. Now to, looks like from Arshavin. Now Theo Hernandez. Trying to cross the ball into the box here potentially. Here's Hernandez again. And now here's to Sancho. And that's going to be that for the end of the half. As it ends here at half time. 1-0 at the break here between the two sides. And now here's a chance here for Iceberg. The cross ball into the box here. Corner here for Iceberg. Not long left until half time here. Iceberg have got themselves a free kick. Deco will take it. Cross into the box here now. To Jorgensen. No. Now Cazorla now for Iceberg. Now to Joe Bellingham now for Iceberg. And now Jake Samuels. In the box here for a header. And it's gone wide. And the whistle blows here now for half time. As it ends goalless here at the break here at Warefield Stadium this afternoon. And now here's Ducanu. Now holds it here. Speedman. 1v1 maybe a chance to shoot, but good defending there from City. And that's going to be that for half time. As it ends here at the break, as City lead the game and Charlton Saturday are on their way to relegation by the end of the matchup. We are back for the second half, and there's a challenge there has been given straight in the second half here. A foul has been given here from Steven Berghaus, being tackled and taken down by Varane, and a free kick here. And now his City now the ball, lost it back here for a free kick here for Charlton Saturday. Cardi right there was taken out stupidly right there by, looks like, Ricardo Carvalho for a free kick here for Charlton in the matchup. So Cardi will take it into the box here. Header there, sort of. Now Oscar Coleman. Cross into the box here, a header. Save. And now here's Daniel Turner right there with the free kick. Header. Could have been, lost it back to Oxlade-Chamberlain. Now to Berghaus. Now Chamberlain. And that's going to be offside. Offside given. So a free kick will be given, by the way, it looks like, for Goldfield in the match. So Yellow Black will take it. And he boots the ball out away. Now to Hazard. Now to De Bruyne. Now to Werner. He shoots. Save right there for the goalie. Massive save. And a massive hand is right there for the goalie. But amazing chance right there. Effort from Goldfield. But a save right there from the keeper. And now here's to Mason Greenwood. Now to, looks like, from Golstinho now to Aguero. Now to Robert Lewandowski. He's through. He's 1v1 to the goalie here. Robert Lewandowski, and he scores to make it 1-0 to Iceberg. 1-0 to Waynord. But Iceberg 4 has got nothing to worry about now, because Charlton Saturday are behind. And also Goldfield are the team are in front against Sporting Sun Lake, because Sporting Sun Lake also are behind. And Iceberg Forest are definitely now likely to be safe regardless if they're losing 1-0 to Waynord in their matchup. And now here's to Hazard now. Now Sun Lake on the ball back here. They've got at least, probably score at least 5 goals, Sporting Sun Lake, to try and break Iceberg Forest's goal difference. But here's a chance here for Goldfield to make it 2. A save! Oh, it's into his own net. And that is definitely heartbreak there for Sporting Sun Lake, because Tino Werner got that last touch and that ball rolled past over the line to make it 2-0 to Goldfield in the game. What a cross. Header right there for Werner. Hit the crossbar, and it was last touch sort of by Werner right there. And now it's a goal to make it 2-0 to Goldfield in the matchup. Nice header, hit the crossbar, rebound back. But it went right to the feet right there. Rebound to the foot of, looks like, Tino Werner. And now 2-0. Here's to Hersey. Now Diego Maradona. Now Hersey. Cross into the box here. Header for Roberto Firmino. And oh my God, it's a goal for City. And right there, it looks like that Firmino had the ball and it went through the legs of the goalkeeper, Andre Canas. And now Charlton Saturday are now distance away now, close now to be confirmed as relegated to play in the second Liga for next season. That did not help one bit whatsoever, that Andre Canas, the goalkeeper, as that ball went through his legs into the back of the net. And now Charlton Saturday are now 95% sure they're going to be relegated into the lower division again for next season. And now here's Quincy Promes now to Iceberg here. That was Joe Benedum. And now Promes now, looks like a chance here for cross the ball into the box here. And it's gone all the way right there to the hands of the goalkeeper. And yeah, that cross right there was not good enough right there from Promes. But it looks like a free kick's been given as well by the referee, because Luka Modric did take out Quincy Promes. So free kick anyways here for Iceberg in the matchup. So Cameron Carter will take it here for Iceberg. A header there. Nope. It's gone out. Definitely there for a goal kick. As we do all know that now that Weird win the game, it looks like, and Iceberg Forest, despite them losing the game here this afternoon, they'll be safe to play in the PremierLiga for next season. They are mathematically safe due to the fact that Iceberg Forest had teams below them fail to win their games, so Iceberg will be safe and will survive another season in the PremierLiga after losing here against Weird by 1-0. And now here's to Oxlade-Chamberlain, now to Berghaus, now to Gomez, and now here's to Shea. Clears the ball now away from danger here. The whistle blow any minute now here, looks like for full time, and Sporting Sun Lake will occupy the relegation playoffs to play Hillsborough and Albion by next week. And here we go, the whistle blows, and Sporting Sun Lake will play in the relegation playoffs against Hillsborough and Albion in a couple weeks' time as it ends 2-0 to Goldfield in the game. And now across into the box here now from Diego Maradona right here for City. Chances for a goal, but no! The whistle blows for the end of the match, as Chelford Saturday will be confirmed as relegated to play back in the second Liga once again, as it ends here as Chelford Saturday 0, Georgetown City 2, and Chelford will be confirmed as relegated by the end of the match. Relegation has been confirmed for Chelford Saturday for a whole season. Only one season Chelford Saturday played in the PremierLiga since being promoted for the playoffs against Los Angeles Pompey to get themselves that chance to play in the PremierLiga. But unfortunately, it hasn't worked out for Chelford Saturday this season in their first season back in the top flight of the PremierLiga since 1994. And Scott Dawson's side really gave it everything in this game to try and be, hopefully, mathematically to be away from the automatic relegation drops. I know obviously Chelford Saturday had to get the result to try and get a chance to play in the relegation playoffs, but unfortunately they lost. And now Sporting Sun Lake as well, that team that they were competing against here this afternoon, came 18th. So what was your thoughts on the automatic relegation for Chelford Saturday here this afternoon there, Jimmy? Yeah, it's a bit disappointing, a little bit. Let's say, feel sorry for them a little bit, because Chelford Saturday had one season to play in the PremierLiga since being promoted for the relegation playoffs from last season over Los Angeles Pompey and taking their spot in the PremierLiga. And now, obviously, one season in the league, they really gave it a lot of their all in this season to try and be the ones to be sustainable as a football club. But unfortunately, it wasn't enough for them in the game, and they'll be the ones who'll play in the second Liga once again. A yo-yo now back down to that division for next season. But as of, obviously, the Sporting Sun Lake, as you mentioned, of course, they've got a big game now against Hillsborough and Albion in that relegation playoff now in the first leg and second leg to try and be the ones to be nothing worried now about them to join Chelford Saturday or #United to be in the drop also to be a part of that league for next season. So a lot to play for now for Sporting Sun Lake in that matchup over Hillsborough and Albion in the next first leg and second leg to hopefully be mathematically, obviously, by the aggregate score to be safe from the drop. So that's a very big game this is for them now, for the team and for Dean Smith as well, to try and get the job done and win that game to try and keep themselves in the league. But also congratulations to Iceberg Forest to be the ones to escape the relegation zone as well. I feel that they were the ones had nothing to play for in this game really, because the goal difference was a little bit more better comparison to Sporting Sun Lake. You look at the goal swing, at least 9 goal swing between Iceberg Forest and Sporting Sun Lake, and they had nothing to play for really. So in a way for Iceberg, a second consecutive season they've scraped survival again. And even last season they came 17th in the league, and now this season they've done the exact same thing, but they had nothing to play for here. They lost the game, of course, but at the same time had nothing to play for, and they'll be secured themselves another season in part of the PremierLiga, and hope they can really work on maybe a chance on really progressing in the league. Maybe in the top half of the table could be a very reasonable position for Iceberg. But at the same time, big congratulations to Ryan Giggs' team to keep themselves safe by the end of the season. So yeah, big survival for Iceberg. A lot to work on for Sporting Sun Lake to try and get a win in the relegation playoffs. And sad, obviously, condolences obviously goes to Charlton Saturday, and also Hashtag United to now be relegated to play in the second Liga for next season. Okay, thank you very much there, Jimmy, and let's get straight now into the highlights of the other game coverages here on the final day of the PremierLiga. A decent pass right here from Giovanni El Chaluso, all the way there to Ciro Immobile to get the first goal of the matchup in the second half in the final game of the PremierLiga season. And what a finish right there for the Italian striker. And he's the major striker for the Grasshopper team. The main man has pretty much kept Grasshoppers up from safety, it seems, after his goals he scored prolifically in the last few matches. I think without Ciro Immobile, I know that Grasshoppers for sure will be struggling in that relegation dogfight. But that win from last week and also that win right here for this afternoon will definitely send Grasshoppers safe for next season, as the full-time score ends at the South Camp Stadium as South Coast 0, Grasshoppers 1. And a perfect finish right here from, looks like, from Hashtag United to lose the ball as Aaron Moy, nice pass there to Abu Bakr, all the way there to Christian Herrico, and Herrico there to Haterball. Then Haterball right there, found a pass nicely right there to George Jones, who crossed the ball in all the way into the back of the net from a header right there from Hassenfield Terrace's striker Christian Herrico, as now Hassenfield Terrace take the lead here against a team now already relegated in the PremierLiga. Hashtag, and the final game of the season for Hashtag after 5 years in the PremierLiga ends as a 1-0 defeat over Hassenfield here for this afternoon. The champions of the PremierLiga got themselves in front here in the first 15 minutes in the game as Pablo Diabala right there, a nice run there to Wayne Rooney, and then Rooney right there got a finish past the goalkeeper right there to the keeper for Cal the Dragon as the Red Devils take the lead, and now it's 1-0 to them so far in the game against Los Andreas. And then Usain Bolt got himself a goal here to make it 2-0 to the Red Devils. The champions of the PremierLiga extend the lead now to 2 goals. And what a finish right there from Bolt, as Los Andreas are now behind by 2. And a great goal, great composure right there from Usain Bolt to put that ball past Count the Dragon, and wonder why they're champions of the league for a reason. And a nice perfect goal here for Wayne Rooney to score the nice prolific goal past the goalkeeper Cal the Dragon to score against him, the 3rd goal in the matchup. And what a finish right there for Wayne Rooney to definitely wrap up the season of the PremierLiga with a 3-goal victory over Los Andreas. As what a finish right there for Rooney to put the ball past Count the Dragon, as it ends here at full time as Los Andreas 0, the Georgians and Red Devils 3, and the champions of the league wrap up the season with a 3-goal victory over Los Andreas. The official results of match day 38 of the PremierLiga, as Parantos 1, Inter Tavoga 2, Aldous Gunners 3, RB Toledo 0, Chesico 3, Newport Dragons 2, AFC Richmond 0, Padres 2, Wayland 1, Iceberg Forest 0, Charlton Saturday 0, Georgia City 2, Sporting Sun Lake 0, Goldfield 2, South Coast 0, Grasshoppers 1, Hashtag United 0, Hassenfield Terriers 1, and also Los Andreas 0, the Georgians and Red Devils 3. And that means the Red Devils are top of the league, wrapping up the whole season now with 91 points in total as champions of the division. While in 2nd place we have is Weyanoord, in 3rd we have is Aldous, and now Chesico Blue Tigers now occupy the top 4 spot to qualify for the UEFA Champions League on the last game of the season, after the other results of the other games were poor with Parantos and also Padres, and that means that Chesico will play Champions League football for next season. And they'll also mean that Iceberg Forest will be mathematically safe with 17th position in the league, while Sporting Sun Lake, however, will have to play in a relegation playoff against Hillsborough and Albion in the second Liga, A game that 2 legs between the 2 teams will be live coming up for next weekend and the weekend after to find out who will be in the PremierLiga for next season between those 2 sides. While Chelmsford Saturday, however, unfortunately could not get the result in the bag over George Intercity, so that means that they'll be relegated with #United in the second Liga for next season. And also for the PremierLiga, we do have the rewards, of course, of the Golden Boot winner was Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang with 45 goals for Aldous, and also clean sheet for the most for Andre Onana with 18 clean sheets all season as the most clean sheet goalkeeper of the whole of the league. And also coming up, of course, during this week, we do have Padres Impact. Forget about them worrying about UEFA Champions League football. They do have the Conference League final to take place in Lisbon in Portugal when they take on against Newcastle United in the Conference League final, and that will be live for this Tuesday coming up on RBC Sports. And coming up for next Saturday, we do have the Kings Cup final be live at the Soccer City Stadium between the Georgington Red Devils as they take on against Goldfield Boys United to find out who will become the Kings Cup winners before the season ends, all for next week. And the coverage will be live in the studio for next week on Saturday. And since now it's all been confirmed that Sporting Sun Lake have to play in a relegation playoff to try and make sure they avoid relegation to play in the second Liga for next season, as they will take on the team who came third in the second Liga for this season, Hillsborough Albion, from the lower division below the PremierLiga. And could they be promoted, or could Sporting Sun Lake survive? And that games of the first leg and the second leg will be live all for in 2 weeks time, live on RBC Sports. And that's all the coverage here right now for the final games of the Premier League this season, as it always confirmed now that we do have Iceberg Forest are now mathematically safe from the drop. But however, for Sporting Sun Lake, they do have to play in a relegation playoff against second Liga side Hillsborough Albion to find out if they can end up winning in those 2 legs to try and survive the Premier League to play in for next season. But that's all we have time for here in the studio here for tonight, with myself here today, Gary Walker, and my fellow pundit aside me, Jimmy Hansberg, and have a very, very, very good night, everyone.